Evening, a discrepancy in relation to the time of one of the damning text messages used to convict dancehall entertainer Vybz Kartel of murder has left the judges hearing his appeal puzzled.
One of the defense attorneys in the case revealed the anomaly as the first day of the hearing of the entertainer's appeal got underway.
The three-member panel, Court of Appeal President Dennis Morrison, Justice Patrick Brooks and Justice Frank Williams, is presiding over the matter. TVJ's Vashon Brown was in court today.
This is one of the text messages reportedly taken from one of Vybz Kartel's mobile phones. Between me and you, a chap will chop up the boy lizard fine and dash him away no. As long as you live them can never find him. Today, attorney at law representing Sean Campbell, Bianca Samuels, told the court that the phone's metadata showed that the text message was created on July 6, 2011, 6 weeks before prosecutors claim Williams was killed.
What that reveals, because the past obviously, is that there was some tampering and usage of the phone to create a text message somehow that came before that was prophetic in some way as to the death, or alleged death rather, of Clive Williams.
Ms. Samuels says this left her puzzled. The three-member panel also seemed puzzled. President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Dennis Morrison, said our silence was sharing in your puzzlement. Ms. Samuels also argued that there were multiple unexplained usage of the phone. During the trial, defense lawyers argued that 3 calls were made on the phone while it was in the custody of the police. The forensic expert who testified at the trial said he did not authorize anyone to use the phone. Ms. Samuels today argued that prosecutors failed to prove the integrity of the phone.
The key, which was supposed to close the locker, which the phone was supposed to be held in, was simply left on top of the locker, and anyone could have had use or could have been privy to use of that specific locker. The cell phone, which included a number of damaging pieces of evidence relied on by the Crown, should not have been given to the jury for their consideration based on the law.
Now, the other matter raised in court today was prosecutorial misconduct. Lawyers raised concern that the jury was allowed to deliberate, despite the court hearing that one juror was trying to bribe other members of the jury panel. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, was under scrutiny. Attorney at law Bert Samuels, who is representing Sean Campbell, accused the DPP of aiding and abetting an attempt to pervert the course of justice.
It was brought to the attention that a man sought to bribe the jury. The learned DPP said the judge should keep him and just give the normal warning. Don't refer to the fact of any bribe, and just let him deliberate. And at the same time, the same evening, she took statements and sought to have him charged for perverting the course of justice. So the net result is you knowingly cause a man who is perverting the course of trial for a citizen of Jamaica when he's a briber, and then you seek to try him in half a tree thereafter. If that is not prosecutorial misconduct.
The Court of Appeal ruled last week that it will accept new pieces of evidence in the case. The three-member panel heard some of the new evidence today.
That round we won last Monday has borne fruit today, because we now have before the court a statement by Mr. Chow, the star witness, that he reached Swallowfield at 8 o'clock in the night. And that, in his testimony, he reached between 5 and 5:30 during August. The public knows that 5:30 in August is broad daylight.
Kartel is appealing the life sentence imposed on him in 2014 for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. 3 other men, Sean Campbell, Andre St. John and Kyra Jones, were also convicted for the murder. The appeal continues tomorrow. Vashon Brown, TVJ News.
2 visitors to the island are dead and several more are recovering after being diagnosed with leptospirosis.